please mention in the chat box. Yeah, so today's topic is kitchen management. So this topic is given in the infection control management textbook, the last chapter, but also the students who are from quality management, this topic will be important for you because at the end I will share with you a checklist. So please take screenshot of your screens, okay? So that checklist will be very helpful for you to put into practice. Okay, kitchen management quality standards, okay, which applies to both infection control officers and quality control officers as well. Okay, is it clear to all? The page numbers you can mention in the chat box. I don't have the textbook on me. Those who have the textbook, kitchen management is the last topic of your infection control management textbook. Those are dietary and kitchen services, infection control. Daily inspection has to be done. Okay, it's page number 178. Daily inspections has to be done in order to prevent the spread of infection, also in order to ensure proper quality of protocols being followed, the quality of food that will be sent out of the kitchen or dietary department. Okay, to maintain that quality, to maintain hygiene, to prevent the spread of infection, daily inspections are required. Okay, so kitchens are identified as places that will lead to outbreaks of foodborne diseases. Kitchens are also, they come under the high risk area. Wherever the food is prepared for the hospital or even for the general public, okay, that area becomes a high risk area. Okay, staff health, hygiene, these all should be monitored on a regular basis. Also, you have to keep a documentation of the status of your staff's health, kitchen staff's health, their hygiene practice and all. A documentation has to be maintained. Okay, pre-employment health checkup should be done. Before you employ someone in the dietary department or the kitchen department, you have to do their medical examination just to rule out are they a carrier for any diseases like salmonella typhi. Okay, there are carriers for certain disease conditions. They don't have the symptoms of the disease, but they can spread the disease to others. Okay, so to rule out certain cases, such cases, pre-employment medical checkup is done. Okay, under which stool examination, history collection, family history collection, medical history collection in detail it will be done. Then food handlers who have infectious disease, like those who are not even carriers, but they are working in the kitchen, but they caught up with an infection. They caught up with a disease condition, and those people they have to stop working immediately. They should not continue working in the dietary department until and unless they get back to normal. Okay, so throughout the disease condition phase, infectious disease condition phase, they have to be on a sick leave, on a medical leave. Okay, and only after they have provided their medical fitness certificate, then they can rejoin the work. Okay, routine medical checkups are done at least twice a year, and all these results of the medical checkups that has been done should be documented. It has to be recorded as well. Record keeping of all these documents should be carried on. Okay. So in the kitchen, what should be the regular procedures? Okay, cleaning procedures like mopping, dusting, okay, washing on a regular basis. It has to be done, especially the food storage area. Perishables and non-perishables, wherever it is stored, these areas has to be kept clean and uncluttered. Okay. Food that is capable of microbial growth should be stored below 8 degrees Celsius or above 65 degrees Celsius. Okay. Like usually cooked food. Okay. Cooked food is capable of microbial growth. So either store it below 8 degrees Celsius or above 65 degrees Celsius. Okay. Cooked and chilled food should be always stored below 3 degrees Celsius because rapid microbial growth will take place in cooked food. Cleaning schedule has to be followed on a regular basis or a daily basis. What cleaning you do? Okay, on a weekly basis, there are certain types of cleaning that's done on daily basis, like mopping the floor, whatever horizontal surfaces are there, like floors, tabletops, okay, platforms, kitchen platforms, and all. These are horizontal workplaces, okay, horizontal surfaces. They have to be cleaned on a daily basis. Vertical surfaces like the walls, any fittings, fixtures, and all, those can be cleaned, mopped at least once a week. But horizontal surfaces on a daily basis, you have to wipe it, mop it, okay, or wash it. Food should be prepared half an hour before service, okay, because don't serve food that is prepared more than 1 or 2 hours ahead. Okay, fresh food has to be prepared and served, so at least half an hour before the service begins, kitchen services begins, food has to be prepared. It has to be stored in a bain marie. You can use it as a trolley as well to go to the wards and serve the patients who are inpatients. Okay, so bain-marie, it is electrical bain-maries are also available in which temperature can be controlled. Okay, a high temperature can be maintained so that the cooked food, even when you store it in the bain-marie, it will still remain hot. It will not go cooked. Okay. Then trolleys should be used for transport of the food. It should be cleaned on a regular basis. Okay, whatever you use in the kitchen to store food, okay, to process food or even to transport food has to be cleaned on a daily basis. And storage of ingredients based on are they perishables, non-perishables, etc. So all the dry ingredients like the non-perishables like rice, lentils, pulses, legumes, okay, salt, sugar, spices, okay, these are non-perishables. They have a longer shelf life, okay, so you can store them in plastic bins. Then green leafy vegetables and other vegetables, you have to store them in refrigerator, okay. Don't wash and store them because if they retain excess moisture, they will go bad, they will wilt, okay. So store the green leafy vegetables and other vegetables as it is, as you get from the market. Store it as it is, and just before you use it, you have to wash it. Okay. Milk should be purchased on a daily basis, and it is stored at 8 degrees Celsius. Okay. Potatoes, onions, and roots can be stored in plastic trays, but don't store them in dark and closed lid kind of a container. Okay. Otherwise, they will start to germinate. Potatoes, onions, and all, they will start to germinate. So to prevent that, you should store them in open, okay, and whatever lid or closures you will use, it's better to store them in baskets and all, so that air ventilation is still there. It's not in a dark place or a closed place where moisture will enable the roots and tubers to sprout. Okay. Then other vegetables should be brought at least 3 days, at the interval of 3 days. Every 3 days, vegetable shopping has to be done. Okay. Then we have waste disposal, identified and collected in color-coded containers. The dry waste should, like example, dry waste is collected in blue container. Wet waste is collected in green container. Plastic waste, okay, are in black container, like that. Okay. Recyclable wastes are also in blue container. Wet waste in green, like that. Okay, color coding system is followed even in the kitchen. So follow those color coded systems of dustbins. Leftovers should be sent for disposal through municipal authorities because it can be used as for agriculture purposes as well. Okay. Leftover food waste like peels of vegetables, seeds, okay, these things. Wastage, food wastages and all. So this is the checklist, okay. There are different parts of this checklist. The first part is about the people who work in the kitchen, okay. You can take a screenshot of this checklist. Plastic waste, like you get a package like water bottles, okay, plastic bottles of water. If you're using it, it is recyclable, so you can put it into the blue dustbin. Cardboard and all, that you can put in black dustbin, okay. So the people who work in the kitchen department, their clothes should be clean, neat, untorn, and appropriate for work. Shoes should have closed toes, okay, closed heels, safety soles should be there. Socks should be worn by the staff. Hairnet or hair cap should be worn. That is important so that they cover their hair. Hair should not fall into the food. Then aprons are worn and are changed immediately if they get bad, like if any stain happens or any food fall on, just fell on the apron, it has to be changed immediately. Okay. Jewelry is not advised to be like if you're not if it is a wedding jewelry or wedding band or earring and all, okay, that is allowed, but apart from that, jewelries are not allowed. Watches as well, you can wear the watch, but while hand washing and all, you have to remove it. All jewelries on hands should be removed during hand washing or when you're touching the food. Good personal hygiene has to be practiced, like keep the fingernails short, trim, hair should be clean, no nail polish should be worn by the female staffs and all. Strict hand washing procedure. Strict hand washing procedure is followed before handling the food, after handling the food, or even the food trays, equipments used for food processing. And hand washing is performed before, between, and after visiting residents. Okay, before you meet the patients, hand washing should be done. Between you meet two different patients, you touch their environment, hand washing has to be done. And before you enter the kitchen department again, hand washing has to be done. And food is also handled in such a way that you are not in contact with the food handler's clothing. Dishes are also transported in such a way that food handlers' clothing should not touch the dishes. So at a distance, at an arm's length distance, everything should, you have to function like that so that nothing touches your clothes. Gum chewing, chewing gum, using toothpicks, smoking, it's not permitted in the food preparation areas. Eating and drinking for the staff is done outside the food preparation areas. If you suspect any infection among your working employees, immediately it has to be reported. And any health requirements of the food handlers, or like they are getting heat stroke, okay, these things you have to take care of. Burns, cuts, lacerations, these things do take place in the kitchen department, so take care of these health concerns of your employees. Health screening is done before you employ any personnel, because rule out the cases of carriers, okay, and any infectious disease carriers. Orientation is given to each employee when they join the kitchen department for the first time. Then the food preparation and serving. Again, the utensils or equipments which you use to prepare and serve food. Okay, do not touch with your direct hands. Two-spoon method is used for tasting the food. Take the food in one spoon. Using that spoon, pour the food or put the food on another spoon and then taste it. Okay, so that is a two-spoon method. Okay, take a serving of the food that you want to taste with one spoon and put it on another spoon. Then you can taste it. That is a two-spoon tasting method. Food is also held at a proper temperature during storage and service. Expired products, immediately you have to separate from general storage. Out of date products should not be used. So keep checking the pantry, packaged food areas of the pantries regularly. And any leftovers should be discarded within 48 hours. Otherwise, it will start to rot and it will cause bad smell, okay, hygiene issues. Worms will come, flies will come. So don't keep the leftovers for more than 48 hours. And if you're refrigerating any items, date and label should be mentioned. Okay, because people who work in the kitchen, they know how long you can store certain gravies. Okay, some gravies and all, or garlic, ginger garlic paste and all these things are pre-prepared, but they do have their lifespan. Okay, so mention the dates and labels. Then dishwasher temperature should also be appropriate, lukewarm usually. Dry the dishes properly, let the utensils dry up properly before you keep it away. Otherwise, it will rust, it will cause rust and staining. Liners should always be present in the trash cans or garbage bins, especially when it comes to wet waste and all. And also, waste is also stored in a very sanitary manner. Always the lid of the waste bin should be closed to protect the area. Cleaning schedule has to be followed, as told earlier, even for equipments, floors, ceilings, walls, fixtures. And whatever cleaning agents you are using, like detergent, disinfectant, whatever you use, should be allowed from the infection control committee. Okay, it should comply with the guidelines. All the equipment surfaces and regular surfaces of the kitchen department should be free of cracks. Otherwise, small insects, pests like cockroaches and all, they can hang around in these cracks. So make sure there are no cracks. All the drains and fans, exhaust fans should function properly. Any dishes or any food particles or containers, okay, if they have any cracks or they are not good, they are broken, do not continue using it. Water pitchers in which you store your water. Okay, it could be your filters as well. Filter should also be cleaned at least 3 times a week. Sorry, once in 3 weeks, you have to clean your water pitchers. And infection control reviews. All equipments are cleaned on a weekly basis. Kitchen equipments, light bulbs should be covered. Hand washing facilities should be used only for hand washing. Don't spit, don't gargle there, don't wash anything else there. Okay. Hand washing facilities should be used only for hand washing. Don't use utensils, don't wash utensils there. Okay. And each hand washing facility will have warm water, soap, drying method, etc. Floors, walls, ceilings, okay. These all should be washable, cleaned, sanitized. Cutting, especially cutting boards, meat slicers, on a daily basis, you have to clean them. Okay, cutting boards, meat slicers, and all. And also for vegetarian and non-vegetarians, use different cutting boards and slicers. Keep the refrigerators also free of buildup, means regularly at least once a month, clean your refrigerators and freezers. And chemicals also like flavors, some preservatives, flavor enhancers, okay. These also you have to store separately. About the isolation protocols, Infection Control Committee should take initiation on communicating which patients are infectious, which patients are in isolation, what kind of diseases. Okay, it has to be communicated to the kitchen department so that whoever is going from the kitchen department to serve food, they can take their due precautions. Okay. So that's all for today's session.